Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me okay? Or no? Testing one, two, three. Mhm. Yes, y'all can hear me. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So, yeah, this is just like a casual chat. I don't know what is YouTube showing. Welcome to our live show is not the title of this, but let me tweak that to ask me anything with Gita launching Next.js course. D- All right. So, any questions? How's it going? Yeah, I see a lot of people have joined in pretty quickly. Um, I am just here to do a random like AMA chat. So I'm just gonna say one question already. I would love to ask y'all in the chat, like, what is something that y'all are struggling with and need my help with, and anything really, honestly. It's just an ask me anything sort of um, ask me anything type of video. So the question is, I'm eager to learn React, but I think it's too hard. So I would say like React, if you're finding it hard, it might probably be because of so many new things that are sort of like thrown at you, I would say. So I would personally like try to break it down and build some apps with it, see if that makes sense, and like also try to see what specific technologies, or I guess what specific topics in the app are you finding like really difficult, and then go from there, you know. Because I think it's really important that you try to pinpoint what's hard for you, and then try to dig in there, because anytime you're trying to learn a new concept, I always try to dig in and see what's confusing, what's so hard about this. And when I take a step back and do so, I feel like it's always an easier thing for me to get through. I hope that helps. Message in the chat and let me know what's hard for you about React. Okay, the next question is, should we stay doing coding or move to managerial position after 6+ years of experience? I would personally say like see what makes sense for you. Like is that something you would enjoy doing? Because if you jump into a managerial position and that's not something you enjoy doing, then you are going to truly struggle. because you're not going to enjoy what you love. Plus, because of that, it's going to have a domino effect, and all the people that are reporting into you will also struggle because you're not having fun. So, or like enjoying it. So, my question for you is, do you enjoy leading people? Does it bring you joy when you see other people grow, or does it bring you joy when you are just working on your own problems and like collaborating with others? And that's a question you may want to ask. You may want to bring that up to your manager and see if there's any leadership opportunity that you can sort of like grab as part of it. And yeah, go from there. And that's all I have to mainly say about that. But yeah, one last thing I would say is like, man, I think it's a pendulum wherein you may try a managerial position, but then go back to a developer IC position. Like, it's totally fine to do so. Like, for me, I was working as an IC for many years, and then I switched to managerial position. Then, past couple of years, I've been running my own business, my own education business. So now I'm sort of doing both, but I'm managing myself. I'm not managing anyone. I'm managing, I would say, maybe like contractors or freelancers who work for me occasionally. However, I'm a one person business. So that's a different story. The other question is currently 3 year undergrad, good with React, Next.js, and TypeScript. Any tips? Well, I guess I have a question for you, Suyog. What tips are you looking for here? I don't think I understand your question. If you can comment down below, I'm happy to answer that. What other project ideas would you recommend in this AI age? Honestly, I would say build AI applications. Build something that truly helps replace a problem in your life. If there's something you could like automate, just try to do that with AI instead of trying to do something manually. What is something in your life that has been truly monotonous for years, but now that with AI it's going to help you? I would say like leverage AI to your advantage rather than to your disadvantage. So my project, I think project ideas would be to leverage AI to build apps and to make others more powerful as part of that. The next question is, when using large services, I find it hard to navigate the docs to find the part I actually need for my application. When using large services, yeah, that's a very good question. I would say that typically docs, if you try to search on, let's say, any AI app or even Google search, you would be able to try, you can try to find the docs. But I'm assuming the fact that you're asking this question, you haven't searched through any, like in, try to look through on search engines at all. um the fact that I'm assuming that you have already done so. The other place I would say is that try to figure out, as you map out a large service, what areas of the service you need more help in, and then go through the docs manually, like literally clicking through the navigation, the information hierarchy, and seeing how they have structured it and why they're using the service, what are they using for, and so on. And then try to figure out, okay, how is this going to be applicable to your application? I think that would help you a lot when it comes to your docs. All right. Any other questions? Please post in the chat as new folks are joining in. I also want to share that I'm actually running a, I'm not sure if you'll know this, but I'm running a course launch as well. It's called as the Modern Full Stack Next.js course. Do you all know about it? Can you all paste it in the chat and let me know if you all know about my Next.js course? I'm actually quite curious to know if you all have heard about it or not, because I have been trying to talk about it, but I don't know if people know about it. But yeah, it's a course that helps you build and deploy production ready applications with Next.js and that are modern as well. So if right now, I just launched it. Launched it this week. So if you're interested, you could either use the purchase power parity discount up in the banner, or you could use the discount code launch party for 50% off, depending on where you are. So make sure to check it out. I You basically build real projects. I can see if I could share my screen and show y'all how it works. But yeah, I can see that couple people said they know about it. But in case y'all don't, I pasted the link in the chat as well for y'all to check it out. Want to build a SaaS but don't know what to build. There are more questions up top that I'm going to answer as well, but give me 1 second as I walk you all through the specific course. All right, so can you all see my screen right now? If y'all can paste in the chat, if y'all can see my screen, that would be lovely. A yes or no would be super helpful, but launch party for 50% off. Awesome. Okay. You see my screen. That's amazing. So this specific course right now is 50% off, but if I refresh the page, you're going to see this banner for Canada. Don't try to use the code there, but if you use the banner over there, that specific banner will give you a discount code depending on the country you are in. So you can use that for purchase power parity over there. And I just want to quickly walk y'all through the course and what y'all are going to build as part of that. So if we take a look, this site is in fact built with Next.js. And if I click on start watching, then it's also a custom course platform that I built on top of Next.js. This specific course actually has total 8 modules, so 7 modules plus one bonus module, where we go over like Next.js essentials, routing, master data fetching, and so on. There's a lot that you can see already. But a few things I want to highlight because I got a few questions in the chat about SaaS projects. You will actually learn how to build your own SaaS app because this specific course teaches you everything that you need to know to build and ship production ready apps. And the SaaS app towards the end is that sort of that final piece that teaches you how to build an AI SaaS application. And you will be able to ship your own SaaS and gain all the skills necessary and build confidence with it. Every single project in the course, in fact, does every single module in the course, in fact, ends with a project. So you will build, for example, a SaaS app called as Merito, for example. As you can see here, this is the SaaS app. Oh, whoops. I don't think you can see that screen, but let me just show you this one. Not that, this one. This is the SaaS app that you would be building called as Merito, where you can collect easy and display testimonials from your customers. Then the other app that you would build is also a analytics dashboard. Honestly, this is like one of my favorite applications where I'll walk you through everything that you need to know about analytics and teach server and client components as part of that. We don't shy away from any difficult topics and so on. The other app which I really like is called as Spirit Shop, wherein again you will learn different data fetching strategies in Next.js with it. So all this to say, it is going to give you the confidence you need to ship apps and Next.js apps overall. So my question for you is, do you all have any questions about that in the chat? Let me know. Now I'm going to go through all the other questions too while we chat. All right, let's see. What are the questions we have? Uh, okay. What do you think about the TRPC integration within Next.js? Since you mostly use the core pattern, If you worked with TRPC, what do you think about it as modular pattern? So that's a very good question. I'm gonna have to come back to that. I haven't worked with TRPC a lot, so that's a question that I'm gonna have to pass for now. But I'll definitely come to it and discuss more. The other question is creating app in Next.js using AI is worth full for job seeker. I would say right now, I think in this day and age, AI has become a integral part of your of our overall like workflow. So definitely I would say like it is crucial that you know how to use AI. And if you know how to use AI in Next.js, I think that would be really awesome. So like for example, one of the SDKs that we use is the AI SDK from Vercel. And this is an AI toolkit which I definitely feel if you show it off as part of your resume will help you stand out as well. So, yeah, I would say like that is something to keep in mind. Yes, the answer is yes. I think that's very helpful. I'm student. When I try to make project, it make me so overwhelmed. Like projects are more complex. I would say like instead of just jumping from tutorial to tutorial, try to build projects. Don't try to start one from scratch because you will get overwhelmed because you may not have all the necessary knowledge to piece together everything. However, I would recommend you to just um, follow a project. There are so many on my YouTube channel, but in general on YouTube too. Like there's so many. See what project interests you and like try building it from end to end. Because once you do so, you would have the confidence that you need. So, for example, I have this specific project on my channel, I believe.
By
This specific project will like truly truly help you to like help you level up your SaaS application, and truly will teach you everything that you need to know about Next.js, but just like modern tech in general. So yeah, just pick projects that you love doing and build it. Yes, you know about my course. I want to build SaaS, but I don't know how what to build. Well, that's like I think like that's a question that I feel like you need to scratch your own itch. Because you're never gonna just no one's gonna tell you, hey, build this SaaS for me. Instead, see in your day-to-day life what's something that you need that you can fix for yourself, and I'm sure you are gonna help other people do something similar too. So try to see that and go from there. Um, So thank you, ma'am, means you are trying to say that find what is difficult and just go in depth to learn React. But could you help me? What kind of website clone I need to build with React? Um, I would say like it's not a specific clone that you should specifically target, but just try to see what interests you that you want to build and gonna have enjoy doing so. If you if you want to learn truly learn React, I think the best application to learn is show an app that can show a list of cards, has filters and a search. That's a classic application, but that will teach you everything about React that you need to know and will help you build confidence. What I also want you to leverage is like try to build and ship apps, because that confidence is going to give you a solid boost to build more apps as well. So yeah, I hope that helps. uh, I'm a student. When I try to make project, it make me so overwhelmed. Like projects are more complex like SaaS projects. I mean, yeah, I think that's just part of it. I think every beginner needs to just accept that you are going to get overwhelmed. Like for example, when I was starting my own education business, I was super overwhelmed because I have never run a business before, and I wanted to run a successful business that even needed the skills. I didn't even know what skills I needed. I didn't even know what was missing. However, I would recommend you is that take it step by step, take it one day at a time. Try to build like little milestones for yourself so that you know you can achieve those, and genuinely go from there. Because I do feel that um, a lot of information thrown at you can feel really complex, but try to switch between building something learning something, building something, learning something. And this way it will like really help you. Launch party is 50% off. Yes. So like if you are in a country that doesn't have purchase power parity, everyone gets 50% off. However, if you are in a country that needs purchase power parity, there is a banner on top where you could use the code. A lot of people know about my course. That's awesome. This is a really good question. Why didn't I upload this course on Udemy? So that's a very good question. I feel like maybe 10 years ago, Udemy, getting a course on Udemy was like it really would help you get your content discovered, and people would really enjoy your content and so on. But after adding one of my courses on Udemy, I personally learned that Udemy definitely gives you the skill that you need, but it doesn't give you the satisfaction. And also, the student completion rates are pretty low. And at this point, people collect Udemy courses like Pokemons, like shiny Pokemon. So I personally feel like all of that. Plus, I also wanted to give a custom learning experience to my students and teach courses the way I want to teach and not what Udemy wants. And I don't want to create 100-hour courses just to stand out on Udemy. I want to create what I want to create to teach what I want to teach. So I know I can like craft and your learning experience. I built email verification and validation tool as SaaS using SMTP, but it only works for B2C, and I want to make it work for B2B. But in that case, it won't allow me to do SMTP verification. This is a very complex problem, which I think would need more architecture, I need to know a bit more about the product. So if you can mention, give me more ideas, I think that would be very helpful. I learned so many things, but when I'm trying to build it, I feel overwhelmed. How do I increase my confidence? The best way to boost your confidence is to build it and ship it. The best way to boost your confidence in anything, try to literally leverage on the small wins, and the small wins are going to compound. And one day you're going to look back and realize that actually I'm not that bad and I know all these technologies and all these skills. So if you are overwhelmed, know that whenever you're learning anything new, every single person is overwhelmed who are not aware of that thing. So the best way to boost your confidence is to keep building more things and keep celebrating the small wins. How long the course is in hours? So I think I need to do the math there. It has over 250 to 300 lessons total, but I need to do the math there. I do feel like it's gonna be anywhere like between 15 to 20 hours for sure, because the AI SaaS app that we build in the course as a capstone project itself is like 8 or 9 hours long. So, all right. I'm keen on your Next.js course, but notice the site feels sluggish. Are these intentional, and will you cover fixing such performance issues in the course? Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you're finding sluggish. So far, I've been getting really good feedback. But if you have any specific feedback about specific things you have in mind, please let me know, because I do feel like I worked really hard on making it a solid user experience. In fact, a lot of students that joined the course, in fact, they joined because they want to build something what I've built. So I would love to know what you find sluggish, and I can definitely improve it. And also on top of that, we do cover a lot of performance techniques that I have used throughout the course. Um, and we have unable to make international payment using credit or debit, as it states international transactions are not supported. What? Very interesting. Is this on? I think this is a question from Nishan. Can you please let me know if this is using? Can you share more? Like, this is my email address, because I am noticing I am noticing some changes there, so I want to know what it is. Um, all right. Then we have creating an app in Next.js using AI j- is worthful for job seekers. I would say 100%. I think it's definitely really worthful to build apps with AI. In fact, will help you stand out because not a lot of people are building apps with AI today. So definitely. So if you see any apps that use AI, I think that would be very helpful. All right. Hi, ma'am. I followed your PDF summarizer video and I learned a lot while making it. Could you suggest what all new features can I integrate in that project only? I was thinking to add chat with PDF. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I think if you can chat with your PDF. The other thing is, if people wanna, I believe we add the download PDF, but just the text. I believe if you have the download PDF option as well, then maybe different representations of the same PDF would also be cool too. Um, all right. How many hours of videos is there in the Next.js course? I would say 20 hours plus. No worries for the spam. I think I should have read that. I think the same question was answered in different ways, so I wasn't sure. How is the job market in Canada? Well, honestly, the job market is it's like people are definitely struggling to find jobs. So the job market is just like any other job market all across the globe, I would say. But yeah, it's I feel like with AI coming in play and a lot of people being very careful about hiring, a lot of companies being very careful about hiring, I think it's not the best. However, there are many companies that are still hiring, but you really need to stand out and make sure your skills are known. How's the job market and how someone from India can grab it? Well, I have no idea how you would do so. I feel like I don't even know how to answer that question personally. But try looking for remote jobs maybe and see if people would be interested in hiring. But a lot of companies are interested in hiring from the country just to avoid any sort of like work permit or anything like that. Any issues with that? Would you be interested to collaborate on a channel with someone who's experienced developer and instructor? At this point, I think I would love to collaborate in general, 100%. But at this point, I feel like I think my last video that I posted, the last long video that I posted was like almost 2 months ago. So I would love to be more consistent on my channel and create more content. And then I would be able to look into collaborating. I think I'm still too small for collaboration at this point. But yeah, in the future, definitely. All right. Then we have what technologies are good to learn for upcoming era to become competitive player in the market. My advice would be these technologies. I'm going to scroll down to this tech stack. I would say that these are the technologies that I would 100% recommend for y'all to leverage whenever you want to be competitive in the market. You all don't have to take my course, but if you do, you will learn it in the course. However, even if you don't, just reference this and see these are the latest technologies where I feel like will really help you stand out. For example, Next.js, it's pretty competitive. There are many jobs in the market for Next.js. TypeScript, then we have different AI technologies like Gemini, Claude AI, V0. I should also add AI SDK here. That's missing. Then Clerk or Nextdot, so you know exactly how to work with a third party provider, but also how to build your own. Different database providers and PostgreSQL, as well as an ORM like Prisma, React, because It's built Next is built on top of React, any animation library, and also component library with design component library too, Tailwind. Again, Zod and TypeScript work hand in hand, where it gives you the runtime TypeScript validations, React query, so that you know how to make your application more performant, Lucid React for icons, Recharts for just charts library, Stripe for payments, and Vercel. I should remove this because I'm only mainly using Vercel for deployment, and Turbo Repo for just faster builds. I would 100% say this is something you should totally uh, keep an eye on. One thing I want to add is Better Auth that I've heard really good things about. And that's an auth player in the market, which again gives you a comprehensive authentication framework. So, something to keep in mind as well. So, yeah, those are the few technologies. What project do you cover? Can you guide something about generative AI? Interesting. It's a very interesting question. Um, the projects I cover, I'm assuming you mean in the course. If you scroll down, you will notice all the projects we cover here. One is a full stack AI SaaS application. Then another one is a authentication system. So like give you authentication, Pokédex application where you can load different Pokemons and learn debouncing, tree shaking, and all that. Then we have Spirit Shop project where you will learn different data fetching APIs. We have Pulse Analytics dashboard, which will show you how the different analytics are. Stockorama app, it's an inventory management application. There's this project called Chai and Buy, wherein it's a mini e-commerce app that we will build. Then, for to learn Framer motion, or I should say motion, as an animation library, we will learn that. But this is also one of my favorite projects because, like, if you have animations, a lot of the times you have to make it client components, make those as client components. But then, what about performance? How do you leverage server components there? That's a very good exercise there. Plus, we have lots of interactive demos throughout the course. So, these are all the different projects we are going to cover. I don't know much about generative AI, but I can definitely write a couple of questions that I got in the chat that I was unable to answer and like share later. All right. Kindly integrate UPI for payment features for purchasing this course. Many students are finding it difficult to make the payment. Yes, I totally hear you. I'm on top of it. In fact, I'm actually not sure what I would be using because I noticed that UPI, like to integrate UPI, I need to use Razorpay. But Razorpay only is you need to have an Indian bank account to get it Razorpay, which I don't. So it's tricky. I'm trying to figure it out to see how we could do it. I know you're in the Discord community as well, so definitely I'll let you know as I integrate something and also shoot an email. So if you're not on already on the list, please join my Discord. I'm just gonna post it in the chat as well. I believe um it is all right. This is a Discord. For folks who are not there yet, please join it because I'm really active there and I can like talk to you and share if any I have UPI available. But is it because it's blocking international payments? Is that so? Yes, UPI payment will be helpful. I totally hear you. I'm on top of it. I'll try to get it on. All right. You're one of the top Next.js developers. Despite that, why not skill developers like you don't want to work in big companies? Why you not join? Which what stops you from doing it? That's a really good question. Honestly, I've been working in tech for over a decade, so thank you so much for your kind words. I feel like I got to a point where I was just shipping and building the same things, and I felt like I was facing the same problems, experiencing the same thing. And once I started doing so, I kind of got bored and tired of it, which is why I decided to try something else. So I started my education journey. I wanted to run my education business and build online courses, but also build apps. So I'm someone who ships production ready apps, so I can teach you how to do it too. So, for example, like Next.js course, I built the site, I built the course platform, so I can then teach you how to do it too, you know? So, things like that are like very essential. And I think that started intriguing me and started really helping me dig in there, I would say. Education was something that I was extremely passionate of from the get-go, since I started, since I graduated from my com science degree as computer science degree as well. So I would say, like, if I were to go back to the workplace, it definitely has to be a company that I truly look up to and admire. And I'm never gonna say never, but I would definitely say, like, it has to be something that's really interesting for me, and where I'll get to grow my impact a lot, because I genuinely believe I have solved a lot of the problems that exist today, and because of just the fact that I've been in tech for over a decade. So yeah, so I think what stops me is my passion for education. All right. So whenever you build something like your website, how do you proceed for it? I would say, like, what I typically do, and I love doing so, and I know that a lot of people don't do that, but I want to share that with you. I know a lot of people go to like Figma or wherever. Where I like to go is this application called as TL Draw. TL Draw. As you can see, I have so many folders here on the side. And I just like to draw boxes. Like, I need landing page. I need, you know, something else like dashboard. And then I start literally just drawing boxes to say, okay, this one is going to connect here, and like how I'm going to build this. Okay, what are the complexities in the landing page? Okay, I have to think about core web vitals. So I'm going to focus on that. Then the other thing is, maybe I need a banner. Maybe I need something else. What are the services I'm going to integrate? So I know that I'm going to use Stripe. What I'm saying is, I literally do a brain dump of everything that's in my head in this TL draw diagram. And then I start moving things around. Okay, this is not something I want to do. What are the challenges I might go through? And just by going high level like this before writing any line of code really helps me plan better for any website I'm trying to create. And once I'm able to do so, once I'm able to have some sort of a high level understanding of it, then I can be like, okay, let me first focus on building the landing page, because that's the most important thing here. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just go build that. And the next thing I do is just go to Tailwind CSS and start designing it. Start taking inspiration from existing sites to see how they have built it. For example, I really like this really thick border around the card. So I'll try to integrate a pattern like this inside of my application. So by slowly building piece by piece, it really helps me figure out how I want to build and what I want to build. And then if you break it down, it will make your life simple. Which is why also, like, I believe it's this one. Like, for example, the Stockorama app. These are the diagrams we go through, and then we build the app. So when you break it down piece by piece and how everything is going to connect, so I know this ad product is going to be a server action, so I marked it there. This is going to be an API route, so I drew this diagram. We are going to have an API. We're going to have this service, Prisma with MongoDB, and so on. What I'm trying to say is, by drawing this high level diagram and then building it step by step, it's going to make your life a lot simpler for building any application, really. So yeah, I would definitely say that um, that's how I go about building sites. Okay, what are the prerequisites for the course? Honestly, at this point, you should only know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I also have a module in the course for introduction to React. but that specific module is part of the is part of the bonuses, and you can only join. It's like these are the different bonuses, and introduction to React is part of it. You will only get this bonus if you join during launch, which is until tomorrow. So if you are interested in learning React as well, then definitely do that. But that's a prerequisite: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I teach everything that you need to know in the course because I go really from basic to advanced. All right. Got it. If UPI can be integrated by 15th August, could you please make sure $45 price stays the same for Indian students so we don't lose the offer? Yeah, if it's something like this, I'll definitely make an exception, but I can't promise there. I really want to make sure that I'm also creating a fair pricing for everyone. But yeah, I'll definitely try to do so for if I'm unable to integrate for UPI. Hi, Ankita. Okay, perfect. Um, yeah, I think that's all that I had. Once again, if you are interested in signing up, then the launch discount ends tomorrow. So make sure you sign up tomorrow and leverage this course. It's honestly, it's been more than a year in the making, and I've spent a lot of time on it. But more importantly, you will save a lot of time on it because, you know, you will be building a lot of different apps and showing it off. So if you are interested, definitely check it out. I'm going to hang out for 5 more minutes. If no questions come up, we can end this live stream right here. If you have any questions, just paste in the chat. Frankly, I don't think I was monitoring the YouTube chat, but I believe it's the same chat. Yeah, it is the same chat. Just gonna go through the questions. Hmm. If someone has any query, then to ask it how someone can leverage your Discord. Yeah, I would say like join Discord and post it in the general channel. Like that's a good way to start. A lot of people are just posting their feedback, questions, and whatnot over there. So definitely just, yeah, join the Discord. And as you can see, this is the link to the Discord too. So just go there and ask any questions you want. Just tag me. It's a pretty like lightweight Discord. So there's not a lot of rules there. So just be yourself, come in and hang out. New to this channel, welcome. All right. I just have one question for all of you before y'all go. I'm planning the content now that my Next.js course is launched. I can spend more time on the YouTube channel. I would love to know what is some content you'll want to learn about in the next month or so. I have some videos planned for next week, but I would love to know what is something you want to learn more, what's something that puzzles you, and so on. So, can you please post in the chat as we are here? What all updates to this course possible? Any new projects as well? Yeah, like you build an AI SaaS app. If you go down, these are all the projects you ship. Any updates that come to Next.js? I'm already planning for Next.js 16 because it's coming out very soon. And those are all the updates to this course too. So definitely you want to keep an eye there. And I'm going to keep this course up to date. Anyone who joins the course get unlimited updates because the Next.js ecosystem can be overwhelming. It's quite powerful, but also I need to admit that it can be overwhelming. So this specific course gives you that. Um, I honestly want this course to be like one place you'll come to for guidance on Next.js. So you don't have to keep going to docs or version updates and so on to figure it out. You can come to me. So that's my goal. Next.js plus AI agents. Yes, I actually have a series on that that you should check out since you said you're new to my channel. So go there and go to one of my playlists on the channel, and you will see um, over there. I would love to learn more about developing AI agents with the new Versal AI SDK. 100%. Yeah, I have something planned for that actually. I'm so excited about the Versal AI SDK. In fact, in the capstone project of the course, Merito, where you collect and display testimonials, we actually use the AI SDK too because it is so freaking powerful. Like I really love it. If you're building AI apps and if you're not using it, what are you doing? You have to use it. Thank you so much. I love what you do. Thank you so much. Hats off to your efforts. Thank you so much for all your kind words. Thank you so much for your guidance. Lovely. Yeah. All right. That was a really long conversation. If oh yes, there's one more question that popped up. For databases, will you be teaching from scratch or do we need prior knowledge of SQL or NoSQL? Also, thanks for all your effort you put into the course. Thank you so much. I need to highlight this. I would say like I go over the basics of SQL and NoSQL because I go over why I'm more of a fan of SQL than NoSQL, and we go over some basics. However, this is why we use solutions like Prisma in the course because Prisma is gonna do the hard work for you of writing really performant queries. So we are gonna use Prisma throughout. This way, you don't have to worry about writing anything from scratch, writing any SQL queries from scratch. You're gonna do it, directly with Prisma. I would say like if you get intimidated with SQL queries, you can also just ask AI as well, being like, explain this or so on. So yeah, that's something I would say. But yeah, like this course has been year in the making, so I put in a lot of effort, but which is also why I'm also looking for folks like all of you to join and yeah, just contribute to the course. A series on AI, agentic AI is something we would love to learn from you. 100%. Yeah. I think anything AI is pretty cool, and agentic AI would be awesome as well. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and asking questions. If you have any questions, y'all can reach me at kulkarniankita.com. This is my email, or just join my Discord, like I mentioned as well. I'm just going to paste the link again. This is my Discord. And lastly, this is the course. The discount ends tomorrow. It's a massive discount. I don't think the course is anytime gonna go any lower than this. But this is a massive discount. Make sure to join if you're interested in leveling up your Next.js skills. But even if you can't afford it at this point, that's totally okay. I have a lot of free content on my YouTube channel, so you can definitely leverage that too. But if you want something more structured and need my help and guidance, then definitely join the course. Alrighty. One last question. As a fresher, are not aware about all technologies. So in that case, while building something, how to decide which frameworks to use? That's a really good question. I would say like if you are not aware of that technology, you have to try to ask the question and answer it for yourself and dig in a little bit. Why do people care about that technology? Why do people want to use that technology? And see how that technology fits in your application. Once you're able to understand, okay, the end to end picture, right? Like, why do we need to use something? You would be able to understand. But initially, as a beginner, I think you need to just trust folks in the industry who you look up to so that you'd be able to like lean on them initially, but then eventually, as you gain more experience, build that intuition yourself. I hope that answers your question. And this was I forgot to highlight it, but yeah. Alrighty. So if there's no other question, there are no other questions, I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely day.